Hello, everybody. Tara Hofmann, President of AFS-USA here today. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. I want to begin by saying how grateful I am for everything that you do for AFS-USA, whether you're supporting our hosted students and their host families and schools, recruiting host families for the coming school year, or recruiting and interviewing students to go abroad. Your commitment is what brings our mission to life, not just in theory, but in very real human ways. Like many of you, I'm deeply aware that we're living in a complex and often unsettled moment. Across communities, here in the United States and around the world, people are experiencing uncertainty, division, and a growing need for understanding and connection. While AFS is not a political organization, we are an educational one, and we exist precisely to help people navigate moments like this with empathy, curiosity, and care. That's why I want to share a bit about where AFS USA is headed and why this moment feels especially important. For more than 75 years, AFS USA has empowered people to become globally engaged citizens by delivering meaningful intercultural experiences. Hosting, study abroad, and exchange programs remain and will always remain central to who we are. They are powerful, proven, and transformative for students, families, and communities alike. At the same time, the world has changed, and AFS must continue to meet these challenges with intention, relevance, and purpose. As I spoke about in my October 2025 update to volunteers, AFS USA is moving forward, adding to our portfolio by offering a first set of programs and activities designed specifically for U.S. students and communities as part of our domestic agenda. These are offerings that enable us to expand our impact here at home while remaining deeply rooted in our mission. Members of our board of directors, national council, and staff leadership have worked strategically to determine this move to expand our portfolio of activity. I'm so pleased that two of our volunteer teams have come forward to pilot very short homestay programs for domestic participants this coming summer in 2026. Both the Chicago and Columbia Pacific teams are working closely with our staff to develop compelling content. In Chicago, we will focus on the many cultural communities that compose the city, and we'll explore their stories and experiences through food. In Portland, Oregon, the team is working on a Lewis and Clark retrospective yesterday and today. And in Oxford, Ohio, we are partnering with Miami University of Ohio to pilot the first in a series of dormitory-based career skills and exploration programs. All of these programs, designed for domestic high school age participants, will include AFS mission-aligned content on intercultural learning. Over the next few weeks, we will begin recruiting participants for these programs, and we encourage you to spread the news in your communities. Perhaps you have students who aren't able to go on a program abroad, but one of these domestic options might be just right for them. Maybe there are some host siblings who would be interested. I want to emphasize something important, that these domestic initiatives are not side projects. They are part of our core work. Innovation, trying new things in new spaces, is essential for us to continue to evolve to meet new and relevant challenges and opportunities. These domestic initiatives are a natural extension of what AFS has always done best, creating spaces where people learn to understand themselves, engage respectfully with each other, and develop the skills needed to contribute to a more just and peaceful world. At its heart of our mission, it isn't about geography, it's about impact. And while crossing borders remains a powerful way to foster intercultural learning, it isn't the only way. These new programs allow us to bring AFS's educational approach, reflection, dialogue, identity awareness, and global competence into U.S. classrooms and communities in new and meaningful ways. Today, more and more volunteers are actively engaging in study abroad by making sure schools are aware of our programs and scholarships, interviewing applicants, serving as trusted resources for parents and guardians, and helping students imagine themselves in a wider world. This participation is making a clear difference. Study abroad enrollment is steadily growing, especially for our summer programs, and we couldn't be happier to see this significant increase in interest. Simply put, more U.S. students need exposure to the broader world, and your efforts are helping make that possible. For the 2025 programs, AFS USA provided $1 million in financial assistance and scholarship. And through the generosity of our donors, we are poised to not only repeat that level of assistance, but to increase our scholarships in 2026. And while we're looking ahead, I also want to acknowledge what is very much happening right now. We are proceeding with our community summits for volunteers, which are reaching significantly more volunteers across the country. In 2026, we will continue our priority focus on volunteer engagement, and our stakeholder engagement staff team will be working with field staff and volunteer teams across the country. We are planning to host approximately the same number of students in the coming school cycle as we did in 2025. Host family recruitment is fully underway, and we already have many student applications in hand for the coming school year. Students who are eager to be welcomed in the United States, in homes and in communities. I want to sincerely thank those of you who have already launched your recruitment efforts with such energy and commitment. And a special word of appreciation to volunteers who have already placed students with host families. When placements happen early, students and families have the opportunity to begin building relationships well before arrival, getting to know one another, asking questions, and easing into the experience together. We know that this early connection can make a real difference, often leading to a smoother transition and fewer adjustment challenges once the student arrives. And with the climate of uncertainty, it's critical, if not vital, that we get off to a strong start by meeting our placement goals in the first quarter of 2026. So I want to encourage all placement teams to forge ahead and secure placements for NH26. Your work today lays the foundation for a strong year ahead, not just for individual students and families, but for the health of the AFS program as a whole. As volunteers, your role has never been more important. You are trusted voices in your communities, you are ambassadors of AFS's values, and you help ensure that our mission is lived, not just stated. We will be sharing more about our domestic initiatives in the weeks ahead, and we look forward to continuing this conversation with you. In closing, I want to thank you, as always, for your dedication, your belief in intercultural learning, and your commitment to helping AFS create understanding across differences here at home and around the world. Thank you so much.